Hey guys, my name is Nick, and this is my truck, 1997 Lexus LX450. So what are some of the features in this truck as it sits right now? In the front end, there is a classic, ARB bumper, 2 spotlights, extreme sports. It has a 12,000-pound Badland winch, the ones from Harbor Freight, converted to synthetic line, and it has a Smittybilt thimble. In the engine bay, there is the stock 4.5-liter inline-6 1FC FE with the TRD supercharger. Single battery system. I'm looking to convert it to dual battery. That's why you see that gray and red cable coiled in the back passenger side. Just waiting for me to put the battery tray and the new battery. It has a safari snorkel. And that's pretty much it for the front. So coming to the wheels, we have Mickey Thompson 16-inch rims, black, with Nitto Trail Grappler MTs. 315, 75 R16, so these are 35-inch by 12.5-inch tires. Suspension-wise, we have a custom Dobinson's 6-inch lift. We have Dobinson's shocks, Dobinson's coils, a steering dampener, and then we have a mix of other company parts. So the drop brackets for the radius arms, they're also Dobinson's. And but besides that, everything else is pretty much other companies. So the Hossy fair led is a custom splice, black. Custom Splice is the brand. You can't use normal fair leds on the offset feed that the ARB bumper has, so you need to use an offset Hossy fairled because it's synthetic. You can't use rollers with synthetic line. So in the back we have a dual swing out Dobinson's bumper with a Pintler hook for towing. So it holds spare tire, full spare tire, 35-inch, and it also holds a single 5-gallon fuel or water can. Right now I have a fuel can on there. The other thing that's in front of the spare tire, that is a bicycle carrier. It is a Thule. It was modified to fit the bigger tire because it's not supposed to work on tires that big, so That's why it looks all messed up. It's facing the wrong way, and it has pieces cut off so that it can actually bolt on to my spare. But it works. So here's how the swing outs work on the Dobinsons. You pull out this pin from a hole in there, pull the latch, pull it away, and then it just opens. It has a pin that you lift here. This pin, you lift it, you fit the pin in there, and then this locks open. So back here we have a secondary fuel tank. So this is, if not the same size of the stock gas tank, 25 gallons, it's bigger. I think it's 30 gallons. When I'm completely empty with the light on, with the fuel light on, and both tanks are empty, I put almost 55 gallons of gas. So it's pretty amazing having that much fuel. But you know, it still doesn't get you very far because this thing gets maybe 10 miles to the gallon. So, but yeah, that's an auxiliary fuel tank. The brand is Moai. It's made in Venezuela, handmade in Venezuela. There's the brand right there. You can look them up. Maybe they'll ship some over to you. I'm sure in Florida there's somebody distributing them. So looking at the rear suspension here, we have custom upper and lower control arms, adjustable, superior engineering. The sway bar drop brackets, I think those are also Dobinsons. We have double cardan rear propeller shaft and also a double cardan front propeller shaft. All right, now inside. So we have, well, first of all, those things hanging from the windshield, those are cup holders. So that's my solution for cup holders for a truck that doesn't really have any. I have the one that pops out of this one. I have that one, but that's pretty useless, especially if you're off-roading, if things move around and everything spills. So these are actually, they self-level, so if you're off-road, your liquids will stay in the can or the bottle or whatever. So we have a scan gauge here. Well, it's not a scan gauge, it's, I forget the name, but I'll put it in the video. You know, it tells me, it tells you RPM, it tells you your miles per gallon, it tells you your timing advance, engine temperature, all of those, all that good stuff. It tells you miles per gallon as well. We have switches for the spotlights. I have Araby air compressor in the back that I'll show you in a little bit, and a rear air locker as well. So I have a fire extinguisher in the driver's side and the front. I get a lot of crap for that because, you know, I guess it's kind of dangerous if it comes loose. You know, it can jam behind your brake or whatever. But it's zip tied on there, so the only way that happens is if the zip ties break. And from my experience trying to break zip ties, I don't think that's gonna happen. So the only way that's gonna come out is if I open the door and slide it out. I have WeatherTech floor mats in the front and also in the middle. I have a Yaesu ham radio right there, mounted on to the side of the center console. My trusty machete is back there too. Oh, there's a switch for the fuel pump for the secondary fuel tank. Aftermarket Pioneer radio. And then I have those 3 12-volt outlets that right now they're not working because I blew the fuse by plugging in the fridge too. So yeah, right now it's just decoration. But yeah, that's it for the front. Custom door speakers. Front. custom door speakers in the back. There's a WeatherTech liner. So now we're in the back. So this thing has a custom sound system. It has a JL Audio subwoofer. It's a W7 anniversary edition. It's a 12-inch subwoofer that hits super hard. It's incredibly loud, but it's also incredibly heavy and large. So right now I'm looking for ways to either move that subwoofer out of that box and put it somewhere else that is not so inconvenient, or sadly get a smaller one that's not gonna sound as good, but you know, I'm not that crazy about the bass anyway. I have that custom roof mounted sound system as well. It's all made out of MDF and lined with, I guess, fake leather, but it's, you know, it's very solid there. It's high quality stuff. It has Oracle tweeters and Oracle mids. I put some outlets on the passenger side there. There's a switch that turns both of them on. One of them is a 12-volt outlet. The other one has 2 USB outlets. I have this switch here that turns on these lights up here. So they're awesome when I'm camping, you know, if you're making a sandwich or whatever back here in the night. You have very good lighting, so I love those things. You can also change colors, you can make them match your music if you're into that kind of stuff, but mine just stay as in leaving it as for the color white. Let me get up here. Back here, this is where I have my ARB air compressor. So my hoses for that are in there. That's the hose, that's the coupler. So whenever I need to air up my tires, I just fire up the air compressor from the driver's side, and then come back here, plug the hose in, and start airing up. As you can see, I am Overland bound member 5658. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's my truck right now. It is my daily driver at 10 miles per gallon. It is very expensive, but it's fun. There's a couple things that I have to do to this truck. So one of them is that the front oil pump seal is leaking. That little O-ring that everybody hates, because the only way to take them out is by removing some Phillips head screws that always get messed up. So that's on the list. Another thing that I have to upgrade is the steering. Right now it's very sloppy. I'm sure it's because it has old old tie rods and all that stuff. But yeah, that's something I have to change. I have to fix the caster. Right now the 6-inch lift is way too tall for the correctors. Those plates right there at the bottom. So those are caster adjusting plates, but they're not enough for a 6-inch lift, sadly. So my plan is to get the Delta VS 6-inch lift arms with the OEM bushings, because these are pretty messed up anyway. But yeah, oh, another thing that I mentioned, the paint, it's obviously not stock. It's Toyota Quicksand, but the 80 series Land Cruisers and LX 450s, they never came with the Toyota Quicksand color. So this is aftermarket. So this was painted after the fact. This truck is actually silver originally. But yeah, it's a very well done job. You can see that I already have some boo-boos, some scratches and peelings. You know, that's all part of the game. You know, that's what happens when you use your truck the way that it's meant to be used. But yeah, that's my truck. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe.